Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening, Elimination MMA bout scheduled for three 3-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing first out of the blue corner, Jacob SPINO.
Mr. Jacob SPINO, he is the berserker representing Morningstar Jiu-Jitsu out of Denver, Colorado.
With the nickname Berserker, you think he's going to be composed?
You know, it might be a frenetic pace.
I remember this nickname. We've done his fights. I don't even think that's a real word.
Berserker? Yeah, it's a Viking
Is
word.
it?
Yep.
Berserk, I know that. But berserker? All right.
It's a person that acts berserkly.
I'm going to look it up later.
Google is your friend.
A lot of expectations in this nickname.
Yeah, I mean, we have the
we are
nickname
putting
kick,
some
but, you know. Well, I thought Drew was going to say, well, you know, when you're a bad man, you don't need a nickname.
But Jacob SPINO might disagree.
The berserker. I'm looking it up, JR. I may call you on this one. Then he pops up with, it's a Viking term. I mean, he's probably right because he came up with it so quick. I mean, at least he's got me kind of.
He is a Viking. He knows the
I
word.
mean, the hook is kind of set, man. I mean, it is what it is. I took that hook, line, and sinker, whether it's true or not.
If you don't know, just make up words.
Exactly.
Sound authoritative.
Well, you know what's funny? Just speaking of that, I was with my wife one time. We both said we came from an old Eddie Murphy movie, but we said we were conversating, and we both used the word the same day, and then found out conversate's not a real word. It's heartbreaking. We're gonna conversate.
His opponent, out of the red corner, SPARTAK MIKAYELYAN.
Berserker. In the Old Norse written corpus, berserkers were those who said to have fought in trance. Wow. JR comes up with it. Wow.
All right, fighting out of Denver, Colorado, an elevation fight team fighter, Mr. SPARTAK MIKAYELYAN.
One of your teammates? You go over?
I've had the pleasure of sparring this kid. He's extremely tough. And as the name would suggest, he is a solid wrestler.
Yeah, you think you look at the name and that's what comes to you. There you go. There's the tail of the tape, JR, for AVM15.
Jacob SPINO out of Denver, Colorado, 27 years old, 5 feet 10 inches tall. Made the 170-pound limit 2-0, so undefeated as a freestyle fighter. Facing off against SPARTAK MIKAYELYAN out of Denver, Colorado. A young man, 19 years old, 5 feet 10 inches tall, 169 pounds, has a 3-1 record as a mixed style fighter.
You know, look at it. A lot of 70 fighters, when they come in, they weigh 90. And I don't think he's that big.
But it's good to see, you know, people not killing themselves to make the weight.
Right.
You know, compete a little bit more to walking around. I think weight cut is overrated, despite what I do for a living.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an elimination MMA bout scheduled for three 3-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the Mike Maroney for blue corner. He's a freestyle fighter with a record of 2 wins, no losses. He stands 5 foot 10 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds with Morningstar Jiu-Jitsu from Denver, Colorado, Jacob the Berserker SPINO! His opponent, out of the Interstate Roofing, powered by JRC Windows, red corner. He's a mixed style fighter with a record of 3 wins, 1 loss. He stands 5 foot 10 inches tall, weighing in at 169 pounds with Elevation Fight Team from Denver, Colorado, SPARTAK MIKAYELYAN!
McCallion from Elevation Fight Team. You know, when you get Elevation Fight Team in the cage, it's going to be a good one. At least half of it.
You got sparring partners like Drew Dober, yeah.
Well, yeah.
You know, there's that.
You got the Sandman, you know.
And that.
Now that's a good nickname.
It is. Loving the beard. That's a good beard. Right in the center of the cage. Guy's kind of posturing here.
Spino with the blue gloves, Mikaelyan with the red gloves, or red tape, I should say. Deep shot.
Oh, yeah.
Just drives him across the cage, just Mikaelyan.
Well, the Berserker's trying to get up, but Mikaelyan putting pressure on. Hard knee to the thigh.
The Berserker with a wonderful reversal, right to side control, really taking advantage of this moment. Right into an armbar.
Deep armbar, but got out of it. Did Spino.
Spino in control right now.
Here's an armbar coming up again. He's using his toes, which ref is yelling about.
Yep. He's already taken a point from one fighter tonight. Spino putting heavy pressure on that knee on the bicep. Does not feel good either.
Mikaelyan using some pretty offensive jiu-jitsu. Move to another armbar.
Oh, yeah, there's the armbar right there. Oh, that's gonna,
very tight.
Oh, it's twisting too.
The Berserker rolling out of it. This is really tight.
Oh, he's really pulling on that. He hasn't tapped yet.
Doesn't quite have the exact angle, but
now
he wants
let go of it.
got the arm free.
Now he has to use this to wrestle up.
Spino comes out on top in the scramble. But he knows he has to be aware of the ground game of Mikaelyan now.
Spino living up to his nickname and really just putting the pace on.
I thought Mikaelyan really had that tight.
It was.
And that gassed him a little too.
Again, underhooks the leg, going to try to roll his hips back, go under the head.
Bar.
One more time. Doesn't have the position.
Hammer fist right there.
Oh, right
and
into an
arm
arm
triangle. Beautiful transition.
Mikaelyan needs to put his right arm across the hips.
Now he's just going to pound away. Both hooks are still in.
Spino's defense is on point.
Yeah, but that one might be deep.
Quick transition.
Yep.
I think that might be it.
Now he's got him spread
stretched out. 10-second clacker sounded.
Oh, I think he might survive this round.
Wow, these guys are just something to behold.
Oh my gosh.
30 more seconds may have been problems.
What a great round.
That was very, very high paced. But now we see whose gas tank's a little bit bigger.
Yes, indeed. There was a pretty unrelenting pace set there in round one.
Little Beastie Boys blasting. Best line in this song. You know what it is, right? Oh, yeah. Hey, we're not on PG.
Spino did a really good job in the chaos and just maintaining that pressure. But I'm very curious to see what Mikaelyan, will do if he gets on top.
Yeah, he was calm.
Spino here working from top position. Mikaelyan, good job setting up his armbar, his underhook the leg. Got head control a couple of times, but Spino always able to work his way out, or Mikaelyan.
Yeah, I mean, both fighters did a lot of great things in that opening round.
Mikaelyan pressuring forward. Comes up top, misses with the hook. Misses again, and then comes in. Off that second miss.
Can't see if he has his hands together. Looks like he does.
I thought Spino's doing a great job with his balance. His legs are spread, being able to avoid that takedown until this moment. He kept after it, and Mikaelyan just kept working.
Yeah, got just enough elevation to be able to tip him off base. And definitely we can see already a little slower pace, but now there's a bit of a scramble going on. McCallion going to try to take back control here. No hooks yet.
Yeah, and I think both these fighters spent a lot in that opening round. And that was weird right there.
He just fell off the top.
I think he tried to transition to an armbar.
Yeah, that was a mistake, obviously.
Spino now works from the top.
Spino's a little cautious from the top, though.
As well he should
Yeah.
be. We've seen what McCallion, how quickly he can threaten with the submission, looking to set up a leg lock here.
McCallion has some really good jiu-jitsu, but it seems very like textbook and not MMA oriented.
It just was odd on the last how he slid off.
And I think a lot of that too, Drew, speaks to Spino's defense. He's just so technically proficient in his defensive tactics.
McCallion's got the double leg and his hands are locked. There he goes. But another good job by Spino. You were on point, JR, about the defense.
Yeah, McCallion just had his head a little bit low trying to go for that takedown. It's hard to get the leverage that you want when your head is underneath your opponent's hips.
And this is taking a lot of energy. I'd be punching with that right hand right now. You just got to get free from it. Now start punching. There you go. A lot easier said than done.
Trying to punch and control a man, practically impossible.
Yeah, it's tough. McCallion is not letting go of that takedown, trying to get it.
Able to rip the legs out. Good job by McCallion.
Let's see if he locks him up with his legs.
Yeah.
That's what he needs to do next.
Stepping over. Spino wisely gets at least one leg free. Now he's going to build a base underneath himself. Try to get his knees under him.
Spino doing a really good job defending, and as of right now, he's not racking the control time, but he is making his opponent tired.
Speaking of tired, McCallion doing a lot of work here trying to get this takedown. That's got to be wearing on him as well.
Sometimes you just got to let it go and try something else. And the other thing is with McCallion, I think what you see it in the amateur division.
You see the talent, you see the ability there, but then you've got to know what to do in certain situations and take advantage of what you know. And that comes with reps. That comes with cage time.
Right. What I'm seeing, I think McCallion has a very good technique, but it's not being translated to like the MMA format, the grind of a cage fight, And yeah, you're right. He needs to just give up on a particular position and just move on and then try to find damage out of it.
So, Drew, when you're watching a teammate, is it tough to not give him some coaching advice?
When I'm on the mic, I try to be impartial. And plus, I mean, they're living their lives. They make the decisions. And I don't think I'm as good as who they have in their corner anyways.
Fair point. Well done.
Tough enough in life to stay in your own lane.
That's what I'm told constantly.
Yeah, I'm made too by my boss at home.
All right, round 3.
All right, I'd like to see Spino just stay away from the edge of the cage and maintain more of the center control.
Spino taking some deep breaths coming out of the third round.
You know what, JR? I saw that as well.
His posture's a little off.
Oh, and a couple big right hands as well.
McCallion one more time going right for the takedown.
But he had just success with 2 big right hands. But that's where he wants this.
He's showing some Khabib striking, just enough to get to your hips.
Good job with the ankle pick.
Spino is a tough customer, though. He really is.
Yeah, once again, right back to his feet.
Spino's doing a good job of keeping his head in the center, which is making it harder to finish this takedown. McCallion needs to get his head to the outside, either take the back or finish on the double.
Just really a positional battle here. Neither one able to do much as far as setting up a submission or get much off in the way of striking, just trying to garner themselves an advantaged position.
Good reversal by Spino.
Yeah, he's done a good job of hanging in there, man, and making himself relevant. He doesn't give up easy. He's constantly looking for a way out. And now you got to wonder how much gas McCallion has left.
And I have this fight even going into this third round. I think it was a very significant reversal by Spino.
But here's another one, unless Spino can flip him over, which he does.
He does. Well done by Spino. McCallion almost gets the sweep. We know McCallion's good off of his back. Let's see what he offers up here.
Yeah, this last 56 seconds that we're seeing, he could decide the fight because it's very, very even. Agree with Drew.
Spino does a nice job of hopping over the leg and then skipping the back control.
This is a game of attrition at this point.
Now Spino is able to get control, and now the last thing the judges remember is what they see at the end of the fight.
Almost had him flattened out for a moment. McCallion did a good job getting his left knee underneath him.
Yeah, McCallion's got to do more of that to get out from on bottom. He's got 25 seconds, but I don't think he's in the position to do it.
Head and arm choke being set up.
Fortunately, the fence is making it difficult to finish, but I mean, it looks good for the end of this round.
And he's scoring. And McCallion's tired. I mean, he went for so many takedowns in this fight that took him a long time to get, if he got them.
And they're over in Spino's corner, and Spino's corner able to really kind of cheer him on, give him that little burst of energy he needed.
McCallion looks tired. Yeah, it looks like maybe something with the knee or an ankle going on. Had a little bit of a hitch in his step. And bloodied up, we can see now, was McCallion. Great fight. Wow.
Wonderful fight. Yeah, but McCallion has really doubled down on this takedown, and, one would imagine that he's expelling so much energy for a takedown that really, give him too much reward.
I was talking to Grant Neal about that. He was his first professional loss of split decision, and he said, if I had it to do over again, he lost by, thought he won the fight, but he went for so many takedowns in that first round, and he was holding on to it. He said, man, I just got my arms started getting tired in the third round. Neither one of them had anything left.
And we're seeing the end of the fight here, and you can see Spino's corner cheering him on, just trying to give him the energy to finish the fight really strong, and he was able to do exactly that. You got three-quarter back control, and you're punching your opponent in the face. That looks pretty damaging to the judges.
This might be a 29-28 fight by the Berserker. Let's see. But you never know.
Both fighters looking really gassed at the end of the fight. As well they should.
They spent a lot of time scrambling and a lot of time on the ground.
Yeah, it looks like Stewie has the word for us.
Ladies and gentlemen, after that three-round battle, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Sanchez scores us about 30-27. Martinez scores us about 29-28. Van Tine scores us about 29-28. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, Jacob the Berserker Spino!
Congratulations to the Morningstar Jiu-Jitsu fighter out of Denver, Colorado, Jacob the Berserker Spino.